I did a brief introduction, but I'm going to do a more expatiated introduction. My name is Seyi Obasi. Like I said before, I'm a proud Nigerian, still a Nigerian, but I live in Ontario, Canada now. Just something that changed my life and has changed the life of a lot of other people, like lots of people. I want to show you how you can come to Canada to study and get a prestigious Canadian degree or diploma, which is prestigious all over the world, and how you can become a Canada permanent resident after you have finished studying in Canada. I'm also going to provide a roadmap on how you can achieve all this and 1 or 2 major mistakes that you need to avoid in this journey. But before we dive in, I want to talk about why I am suggesting the study route. So what is the study route? Remember at the beginning, I said that there were lots of routes to come to Canada. If you're from outside of Canada, there are not so many as if you were in Canada, but study route is unique because it is the easiest route with the highest admission rates to Canada. So if you compare the number of people who have come into Canada in the last few years, the study route is the highest. So going from even high school to undergrad, to master's, to PhD, the study route has the highest number of people. So there are no age restrictions, which means that you can come if you're 18 and you want to come and do a bachelor's. You can come if you're 40 and you want to do a master's or a PhD. Unlike some other routes that restrict people based on age and it becomes difficult as you age, for the study route, there are no age restrictions. And you do not need the IELTS, especially if you're from an English-speaking country. Many of the schools in Canada will waive the IELTS for you because you're from an English-speaking country. Your family can join you in Canada. There are some countries that if you're coming to study, you can only come alone. But in Canada, you can actually come with your spouse and with your children born to you or adopted children. And this is a sure route to permanent residence. This is the route that I and my family used to become permanent residents. I have lots of friends here in Canada who are permanent residents and came into Canada as students. You gain Canada education, you gain Canada work experience, and with those two, you are easily able to apply for permanent residence. And you can do this all by yourself. You can, lots of people in our system are doing it by themselves, and you can start right away. So you're wondering, okay, fine. I want to hear about the study route. Is there a roadmap? What is the process? There's a roadmap, and I'm going to tell you what the process is. Now, it's just a 5-step process. I like to simplify things. I know some people like to make things look complicated so that you think there's more to it, but there's nothing more to it than these 5 steps. Number 1 is that you choose a school and a program that you want to study. Apply to the school, you get your letter of admission. I'm going to talk about each of this briefly. Arrive in Canada, get your study permit, graduate, and apply for permanent residence. Okay, so choosing a school. Now you need to choose a designated learning institute. If you want to come to Canada and you want to work while you're studying and you want to work after you finish studying, then you need to apply at the designated learning institute. You need to look at the admission requirements of the school. Do you meet it? Does your background qualify? It can be confusing if you don't know what to select or the programs to choose based on your background. And we have a tool, I'm going to tell you how to get access to it. I can help you with your school and program search. Now that you've selected a school and a program, it is time for you to apply to the school. And let's talk about that. So the second step is you go ahead and apply to the school. You complete your application online. You don't have to post anything. You provide the required documents and you pay the application fees. Now, for most of the schools in Canada, you need to pay an application fee. It's usually $75 and upwards, even though lately I've seen a couple of schools that are $50. You need to check all the requirements, be sure you meet the requirements, and then you apply. When you are done with applying, you wait for the school. In a few weeks or a few months, depending on the school, they get back to you and they send you a letter of admission. Now, with this letter of admission, you are now ready to apply for a study visa. Now, the study visa is a travel document that you would use to come to Canada. It does not authorize you to work in Canada or to study, but you just need to use it to travel. Now, getting a visa in Canada could be problematic if you don't have guidance. Now, this is where a lot of people get stuck. They are able to get admission, but then when it comes to getting to Canada, they don't know what to do. You need a good study plan. you need to avoid the 5 common mistakes. I have that on my YouTube channel. 5 common mistakes of having your visa refused. You need a good letter of explanation. Gather all your documents, your financial documents, work and business documents, and then make sure that you're applying for visa on time. Canada sometimes takes a lot of time in processing, okay? You want to make sure that you're applying on time. Now, by the time you finish applying and then you wait a bit and you hear back from them that your visa is approved, you gather your things to travel to Canada. At the point of entry, which is airport probably for you, you get your study permit, you get your SIN number. You need a SIN to be able to work. Open bank account, accommodation, you start studying. And after 1, 2, 3, 4 years, whatever the length of time is, you graduate. Like I said before, if you went to a DLI, you are able to get a post-graduation work permit, and you're able to work 1 to 3 years, depending on the length of your studies. While you're working, you check that you qualify for any of the permanent residence routes. There's the Federal Skilled Worker Program, the Canadian Experience Class, the PNP, so programs that you can actually apply to become a permanent resident in your province. And after the required number of years in Canada, you can apply for citizenship. And that is it. That is a simple process of how you go from wherever it is you are now to actually become a permanent resident in Canada using the study route. I've just given you the 5-point step. That is all you need to do in order to become a permanent resident. So in our brief time together today, I just wanted to do a recap. I've given you the exact study in Canada formula that I have spent years perfecting. The same formula has helped lots. I'm telling you, lots of people to come to Canada. You now know how to apply to schools in Canada. You now know what to look out for. I've showed you certain tips and tricks that can practically help you to be successful on this journey. I've had to rush because we don't have a lot of time and I don't want to keep you longer than necessary. So in this limited time, we have had all of this information. So knowing what you know now, do you feel more confident about this study in Canada route? And as I'm asking this question, I would appreciate if you can say yes or no or yeah. Just interact with me in the comment section. Let me know that if you can actually hear me and we're participating. So do you feel more confident and more knowledgeable about this study in Canada route? Are you happy you came to the webinar today? You've gained something so far, right? And do you realize the advantage you have over those who are not here today, or those who don't have this information, or those who are still hitting their head on the wall, or those who have actually given up hope ever being able to come to Canada? Even if you use just a tiny fraction of what I've showed you today, I'm telling you, even if you have an agent and you know a fraction of what I've told you today, no agent will be able to push you around. So knowing what you know now, remember this is the same system that Timothy Johnson, Jackson, and a lot of other people, I couldn't share all the testimonials. I wish I had time to share all of them. Would you like to know more and learn more valuable strategies on how you too can use this same system to crack this relocation to Canada thing? I can see a lot of yeses in the comments. So here's what I know about you so far. Because you are here, I know that you want to come to Canada as soon as possible. This year, if possible. Highest next year. You don't want to waste time. You don't want to make any mistakes because mistakes are costly when it comes to Canada relocation. And you want guidance from someone who can actually help you. The truth is, even if we had 4 hours together, instead of just maybe 1 or 2 hours that we currently have, I won't be able to teach you everything that you need to know about relocating to Canada because it's a lot. So no matter how good anyone is, 1 or 2 webinars isn't really going to be enough to give you all the guidance that you need. You need more than that. You need hand-holding, you need guidance. And why what I've been able to give you today in this short space of time is invaluable, as you have told me in the comment section, it is frankly only the tip of the iceberg. It is just the tip. You need to know the nuances of each of those 5 steps in order for you to succeed. So you see, before doing this webinar today, I was faced with one of 2 choices. Number 1 is that I wanted to come and share what I've shared so far and hope that on your own, you can make a go of it and maybe be successful in your Canada journey. I have had people who have actually used the tips that I have, given out in webinars, given out in my YouTube videos, and they've been able to be successful. A few people, not so many. Or because I have absolute confidence that you could take everything that we've covered, like I said before, and if that was your only option, that would have been nice. But then there's a second choice. I could take a more active role and responsibility for your success, create a situation where our relationship could evolve from just this one webinar to an ongoing, growing, and mutually rewarding relationship where I would do everything I could to make your success certain. Would you allow me to play an active role in your results? Would you allow me to work with you so that you can be successful, to be able to relocate to Canada and eventually get you and your family members to be permanent residents of Canada? I chose the second choice. I think that's the smart choice to choose, the second choice. Not just going off and trying to do it on your own, looking for videos on YouTube, some of them that have wrong information, then will lead you down the wrong path. I'm telling you, some of them have really wrong information. So I would you to choose the second choice. And if you like what I've shared with you so far, you will like what I've got for you next. The truth is that if you want something bad enough, you'll be ready to invest in it. Wait, why did I go ahead and give somebody money who eventually scammed me? Because I wanted that job. I wanted Canada so bad that even though my mind was telling me that this is wrong, I was ready to invest in it. That is how it is. If you want this badly enough, then you would go ahead and invest in it. Okay? So it is with great pleasure that I introduce to you the No Hassle Niger to Canada JAPA system. This is not just Niger to Canada, it is any country to Canada, okay? So it doesn't just work for Nigerians, it works for anybody in any country. So we've had people from India use this, people from Ghana, we've had people from Brazil, all sorts of countries, people from the UK, even people from the US have used the same system. This is a simple step-by-step guide to become a Canada permanent resident by studying in Canada. And it is easier than you ever thought possible. So what is in this Niger to Canada JAPA system? Number one, it's a comprehensive and detailed step-by-step video and PDF training guide, covers all the 5 steps that we talked about today. They are practical steps that you can follow, so you're not confused. They are easy and clear step-by-step videos and PDFs. And I've put a testimonial to the right of someone who used the system, got admission, and say, God bless you for your tutorship and guidance. I look forward of seeing this process through to the end with your valued support. And this person said that it was so clear that they were able to do this by themselves. We also have, remember I told you about how to choose a school and a program that suits you. We have a simple, easy to use school search tools. You will easily find the schools and the programs that you apply to without needing to tear your head to pieces. Okay, I see some people going frantic, looking for the school, what do I study, what do I study? So we have tools and guidance for you to choose the right program for you. And then getting scholarship funding and loans, because money is very important. There are lots of people who would like to get scholarship funding. I shared with you how I got a funding of $27,000 for each of the years that I studied here in Canada. And I even got lots more money because I was an international ambassador, yeah? So I was paid for that. You can see a testimonial on the right of someone saying they got scholarship, not just for themselves, they also got for their brother. And this is the letter there on the right. You can look at it. That is a testimonial from someone. So we're going to show you how to search for scholarships and funding. The way scholarships and funding work in Canada is different from the way it works in other countries, the USA or the UK. So you need to know what to look out for and how to go for those scholarships. And we'll show you how to get access to long-term international affordable loans if you need a loan to study in Canada. And then study visa processing guide. Now, visa processing is so critical because you can have 1 million admissions. If you don't have one visa approved, then you're not going anywhere. You're not coming to Canada. So you need to be sure that you know what to do, documents to submit, how to write your letter of explanation, what to exclude, how to know what the visa officer is looking for in your application. So we show you documents that you need to submit that will get you approved. You can see one of our Canada approvals on the right, a testimonial of someone who got their visa. We have many testimonials, guidance on how you submit the best application and how your family can join you in Canada. So if you're a family person, a lot of people don't want to be in Canada alone. They actually want their families to come. And we show you how your family can join you. Sample templates. I've talked about letter of explanation a lot. I've talked about how you get scholarship. You need to write letters sometimes. Statement of purposes. We have samples, really good samples. These are samples of people who have used successfully. So it saves you from creating these documents from scratch. So because you can model after successful documents, right? From people who have actually been able to use those same documents to be successful. Now, I do not need to tell you that the Canada JAPA system works. If you're in this travel space, you must have heard about the Canada JAPA system one way or the other. We have testimonials upon testimonials. As I'm sitting down with you now, a testimonial just came into my phone. So that's how testimonials come. There are even testimonials that I don't know of. I meet some people in Canada and like, you're sharing a I use the JAPA system to come to me. So there are many people like that. We even have testimonials from people who have been applying for the second, third, even fourth time after refusal. There are people who have given up. They're like, just try. So yeah, I've given up, but well, I like you, I like your presentation, let me just try. And then they get these visas approved and they are unable to believe it. So I know beyond a shadow of doubt that it works. Now, if you're sending questions in the chat, you better listen, because some of the questions you are sending there, I'm already touching on them, and I will not answer questions that I've touched on in the presentation. I'm serious, I'm dead serious, so please listen. So I know beyond a shadow of doubt that it works. So what the thing is, how much would you price something like that? Remember when I said that if something is valuable to you, you would find a way to get it. Truth is that if I was to price it at what it is truly worth, I have no problem pricing this JAPA system at 200,000. I'm telling you, because some people pay agents, don't even give them anything, much more than this 200,000, much more. And they get absolutely no results. So for 200,000, even higher, you will still be getting a great deal with the Canada JAPA system. But I've decided to reward those who can act boldly and immediately, because those are the kinds of people that I love to work with. And I actually want to work with only people who know what they want. So if you sign up now, you will be able to get full access to everything that makes up this wonderful program called the Canada JAPA system for just 50,000 naira. Like I say in Nigeria, that's all, 50,000 naira. Now I need us to get to the good parts, because in addition to all this good things that you're going to get with the Canada JAPA system, you're going to get some amazing limited time special bonuses. Now, these bonuses might go away for people who are not able to get the JAPA system within the next 48 hours. So I see a lot of people stressing about accommodation, how to get accommodation in a new country, and it's valid because you're coming to a new country. I see people panic. Don't worry, we have a bonus that how to get a job and accommodation in Canada. A lot of people also stress about getting a job because as a student, you can actually work and you can work and get enough to pay your bills. So we'll show you how to get accommodation and where to look for jobs and what kind of jobs that you can look for as a student. And then some people wonder, okay, what do I need to get started? We have this checklist of all the things, 12 things that you need to actually start studying in Canada so that you are able to line up all your ducks in a row before you start. We also have a database of schools. So a lot of people know the popular schools, but there are some schools in Canada that people don't know have great programs. So we try to highlight some of those schools in the Canada JAPA system. We have a database of many of these schools, and we've highlighted the programs that are available for international students. So no more endless searching on Google. Combination of our search tool and the database of these schools, you will be able to find a school with your desired program. We also have Jenny. Jenny is going to suggest to you what level of program to study. So there are some people like, I have third class, or I have tutor, I have PGD. What can I study? We have this guide that will ask you some questions and tell you eventually what you can study. And then this is so amazing. We do a free review, basic review, I must add, of your CV, SOPs, and emails you're writing to professors, letters you're writing to the schools. We highlight the appropriate corrections for you to make so that you can make them. Yeah, we are not charging you for this. It's absolutely free if you have the JAPA system. So no more cracking your head about SOPs and CVs. You send it to us. We can point out areas where you can make corrections or adjustments. It's absolutely free. And then, of course, world-class service. We're able to answer your questions on time. We provide an email support service. You just need to send your email with your registered email address, and you get responses within a few hours. There are some people who say, I'm so busy, Sheyi, I work like 7 days a week from 6 to 10. I don't have time to do this. Now, if you absolutely do not have time to do this and you need a professional service, we can provide professional service to process your admission and your visa application. So these are the bonuses you have so far. Now, these are extras on top of the Canada JAPA system, and this will give to those who are able to get this Canada JAPA system within 24 hours of this webinar. So if you want to know how you can get it, whoever sent you here, you came from a WhatsApp group or you came from someone, just kindly just send them a message now. I am ready. Send me the link. I am ready to purchase. They're going to send you a link that you can use to purchase. And like I said before, our support team, you have access to me and, you know, my support team, very knowledgeable, very dedicated, very experienced. And we're also able to answer all your questions. Okay, so I want you to listen very carefully to what I'm going to say now. I'm asking you to make a fully informed decision. So you're not under any pressure. That is why I've taken time to explain step by step what is involved, what you're getting, and what you are not getting. The truth is that this product has helped many people to achieve their Canada relocation dreams in less than 1 year. Many people. And it can help you. But unless you are committed and you are serious about your success and taking action, then please do not sign up. Me, I like soft life. I don't like wahala. So if you're not going to be committed and serious, don't sign up. And due to the extremely high value of this product, we have a strict no refund policy. So only make a purchase if you agree with this, that there's no refund, you're committed, you're serious, and you want to get this done between this year and next year. Because like I said before, I only work with people who are in a success state of mind, who know what they want. And if that's you, then please go ahead and ask whoever invited you here to send you the link to purchase. This is how to purchase. Like I said, kindly ask for a purchase link from the WhatsApp group you came from or the affiliate who sent you to this webinar. They are authorized. They have my authority. They will send you the link. That link is actually from us. Just buy from it. Okay, so at this point, I see that some people are already signing up. Some people even purchased while I was still giving the webinar. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. But as we round up the webinar, you might find yourself sitting in the maybe category. You might be one of the doubting Thomas, like my son likes to say. You're thinking, maybe this is not right for you. Maybe something is here. Maybe. And usually when I start hearing all this, maybe we need to work. Those are so many questions. It comes down to one of the following reasons. Now, the number one reason usually is money. People are like, I don't have the money to invest in this thing. And I get it. Money is kind of important. I get it. But so we're clear here. Like I said before, if something is important to you, you would find a way to get it. If you got a message now that if you bring 2 million naira in 6 months, we're going to double it for you, I see a lot of you will run and go and look for that money. Now, if you look at the right, you will see a message someone sent to me. They spent 5.4 million. I'm sure this is the highest that I've seen. 5.4 million on the procedure to relocate to Canada. Sold all his things, whatever his colleagues, sold all his things, ready to relocate with his family. He was goodbye. Now he did not even give his passport back. This person has lost it. He has said goodbye. He has sold his things. He was ready to spend 5.4 million. Now, if I told this person to come and spend 50,000, he will be telling me story up and down. But you gave 5.4 million. I'm thinking it's Juju safe. He didn't get anything. So You and I know that what is in front of you is valuable and you know what to do. So if money is your objection, you better be throwing that objection away right now. Now, the other thing is time. So people will think that, oh, my God, it's so busy. I'm juggling this, that. Well, the first thing I know that is that you can, things that are important to you, you can make time for them. You have been in this webinar now for like, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes. So you were able to find time, right? You must have enough time. But if something is important to you, you will look at your schedule and be able to take away some things and be able to add some things. I've also gone ahead to put one testimonial on the right of someone who got the Canada JAPA system and said that it boosted my confidence and ability to apply to Canada without the help of an agent. I mean, so many people who feel that, oh my goodness, I can't do it except I use an agent. And by the time I finish talking to them, their confidence is boosted and they're able to do it. Thing, which people were thinking, I don't think I can do it. So it looks overwhelming before you start. It looks overwhelming when you don't know what to do. But I'm telling you, once you know what to do, this is something that is doable. So if you're ready, if you're saying I'm ready, I'm seeing some people say they are ready, go and get the link. Purchase the Canada JAPA system. It's your Canada dream. Is the darling of immigration now. They are giving people precedent every day, citizenship. This will not last forever. Oh, I know it won't last forever. One day things will change. You don't want to be stuck when things change, okay? Another thing is fear and confusion. This is probably the biggest of all, whether you realize it or not. Because I can help with time, I can help with ability. I mean, I can help when it comes to money, but I'm going to need you to help me with this one. I get it. It is always scary to go out of your comfort zone. But the easiest thing you can do is what you need to do. Now, these are testimonials. I'll put some testimonials here of people who thought they couldn't do it. People who were scared, who were confused. They were like, at first it was so overwhelming, but you can see it. They're saying, I did everything myself. I cannot thank you enough, Ma, for all you do. God bless you richly. Do you understand? I know I will finally receive my passport with Canada stuff. It is finally real. It's becoming real. You can see people getting their visas. You can see people getting admission, people getting funding, people getting scholarship. Yeah? So asking you to set your fear aside. I'm asking you to make your why bigger than your fear. Do you remember that why we talked about at the beginning? Make that why bigger than your fear. And if your why is bigger, you can actually achieve this. So if you do something for me, declare it to yourself and declare it to me and everybody. I will not let fear hold me back. Go ahead and write it, because sometimes you need to write things out or say it out loud for it to be real. I will not let fear or confusion hold me back from my Canada JAPA dreams. Amen. So now that we've covered money, we've talked about time, ability, and fear issues, and I've showed you that anyone who is serious about relocating to Canada can actually do so. I will also answer some of the frequently asked questions that I get. I know some of the questions I are asking. So someone is saying, what if I have a 2-2 or a third class? I have NC, I have WAEC. Please, no matter your level of education or grade, there's something for you. You can come to Canada as an international student from high school. So we have people in high school here. Maybe they finish high school, they go to college or university. There's diploma, there's bachelor's degree, there's advanced diploma, graduate certificate, master's, PhD. So no matter where you fall, 2-2, third class pass, there's actually something for you. Now, how much does study in Canada cost? I'm sure we all know that it's not free, right? If it was free, then a lot of people will already be here. So it's absolutely not free. So you might want to take a picture of this screen or something so that you know what you're going to have to spend. So these are estimates, and the dollar you're saying there is Canadian dollars, it's not the US dollars. So, and Canadian dollars is lower than the US dollars, by the way. So school application ranges from $75 to 150 Canadian. Tuition, I just put a range from 10,000 to 40,000 per year. Of course, it depends on your program, depends on the province you're coming to. The living expenses is 10,000 per year. For yourself, and if you're coming with family, it's 4,000 for the first person, 3,000 for every additional family member. Visa application is 235,000. That includes biometrics. Medicals is about 50,000 or so naira. Airfare, I don't know what airfare is, but I just put 400,000 there, and then you need miscellaneous expenses. And then when you're applying to Canada, you need to show the visa officer that you are able to fund your studies as well as the living expenses of yourself and any family members that are coming with you. So let me tell you right now, truly, and it's not just because it's me or because I'm trying to sell you something. The truth is that to process Canada study visa without proper guidance and knowledge and mentorship is hard. It's difficult. You can't just wake up. It's not UK. You can't just wake up and go apply. They will serve you breakfast. And it's heartbreaking to receive that refusal. I have had several refusals, visa refusal, and I know how much it affected my self-esteem, how much hope I lost, how depressed I became. I wish I didn't have to go through those refusals. I'm not proud of it, but it's like scars on my body that have helped me to learn, and I don't want other people to have those scars, okay? It is depressing to be refused. It is harder if you go without guidance. Don't forget that graph that I showed you at the beginning. This is the graph. We don't know what 2023 is going to look like, but trust me, there are some countries that have lower approval rates than other countries. There are some countries who don't have a good reputation. I'm sorry, Nigeria is one of them. So it is infinitely harder without guidance and without knowing what the visa officer wants, what you should be looking for, okay? So don't forget that the Niger to Canada JAPA system is that simple step-by-step guide that can show you how you can do all of this by yourself without having to spend 500,000, whatever amount of money, giving it to an agent. You can use that money to study. You can use that money to pay your tuition or something rather than giving it to someone. These are the bonuses you're getting. We talked about it. And if you want to purchase, get the link from the group you came from or from the person who sent you to the webinar. Like I said before, it's 50,000. And then I don't know how long it's going to stay at 50,000. We started from 10,000. And as we put more value and continue to increase the value and that we gave to people and the success of the JAPA system, the price has continued to go up, of course, also with the exchange rate. So a year from today, I mean, a year is going to pass whether you do something or not. But the truth is that a year from today, where would you be? Would you wish that you had started today? A lot of times, I meet a lot of people who are like, oh my God, I should have started this relocation thing. There was a time, my friend, there was a time, forget it. There was a time has passed. Today is another chance. Don't let this chance also pass you by. But remember that you cannot climb the ladder of success with your hands in your pocket. You want to bring out your hand from your pocket, bring out your money from your pocket. You want to reach there, you won't reach it in your mind. You actually have to make a move by yourself. And then remember your why. Remember, some of you have been struggling with traveling out, and despite your best efforts or your attempts to solve it on your own, you have been failing. Your old habits usually creep back. You end up where you started. And I seriously don't want that to happen to you. I don't want 2023 to pass 2023 to 2024 and you're still stuck. So if you're serious about making a move this year that has a great chance of success, where thing right down to the last detail has been designed to help you succeed, you should be messaging whoever sent you here. Sent you to the webinar asking for the purchase link right now. I don't know why I haven't done that. So message them, get the purchase link. You get access to me after you purchase. This JAPA system will save you from feeling helpless, from wasting money and time trying to relocate to Canada. Don't miss out on this opportunity. And like I said before, this is an affiliate product. So if we're invited by someone, ask them to show you how you can get your own JAPA system. Only 50,000 naira a day. So you will have my contact details, my WhatsApp number, email address is there, and you can reach out to me directly after your purchase. Thank you so much for listening. I am hoping to hear all your testimonials. I'm hoping to come and visit some of you when you're in Canada and have you visit me. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and we can start taking some of your questions that you have. So just go ahead, type your questions in the chat, and then I'll be with you in a second. Okay, so I am back. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you found value. Now I'm going to just check for your questions and then be answering the questions. Okay, let's see. Someone says, what about funds? I talked about funds already. How can I have professional service? I'm going to try and be showing some of these questions so that the rest of us can see it. This person is asking, how can I get professional service? I already talked about it now. By the time you have your own JAPA system, you can reach out to our email support. They will tell you how you can get professional service, okay? I will not yet let fear hold me back. Don't do that. Can I apply without the IELTS to Canada? I talked about this when I was giving the presentation that if you're from an English-speaking country, most of the schools will waive the IELTS for you. Okay. So when is the right time to apply for January admission? When is the right time to apply for January admission? The right time is now, because I know there are some schools, not all schools, by the way, some schools have started taking applications for January of 2024, and that's colleges. So if you wanted to apply for January admission, this is the time to start. Okay, let's just scroll up and look at some of the questions. So don't ask me if it's possible for you to get scholarship. I don't know. Okay, the JAPA system first. Can I travel with my kids to study and work in Canada? Oh my goodness, Esther. Were you not listening when I was presenting? Of course you can travel with your kids. Lots of people are in Canada studying with their kids. You can definitely travel with your kids. Someone said, would one, I don't really understand, would one be granted a visa with a 4-month-old? I suppose you mean a 4-month-old child? Yes, why would they not grant a visa? Would they grant it because of the child? They can grant a visa with a 4-month-old child. Let's see. Can I travel with my sister's family? This is a very interesting question. So if you listen to when I was talking, I said you can travel with family. It has to be your spouse or your children or your stepchildren or adopted children. You cannot travel with your sister because your sister is not defined as a dependent when it comes to Canada study. Okay, so not your sister, it has to be your spouse and your children. Okay, I'm going to pin up another message. This one is from Olufemi Ademo. He says, what about study gap of 18 years for master's degree? It doesn't matter what your study gap is. So I have someone who actually came into Canada recently. She has grown-up kids here in Canada. She hasn't studied for a long time. I was even worried for her, but she did get her visa recently, and she's starting next month. So the study gap doesn't matter. The most important thing is how you explain the rationale, your purpose for coming to study in Canada. I had like 10 years study gap when I came to study. I hadn't gone to school for 10 years, but I still got my visa. Let me see. Okay. So I'm just trying to answer questions of people who questions that I haven't talked about. Okay, so like I said before, don't let fear hold you back. A 4-month-old baby, yes, if you have a 4-month-old baby, you can actually study. I don't see why not. And someone asked a question, can I get master's with a 3rd class? So even in Nigeria, I'm not sure you can get master's with a 3rd class. I really don't know. It will be difficult. I'm not going to say yes or no, but it will be difficult because there are lots of people. Masters is very competitive in Canada. There are lots of people with 1st class, 2-1, 2-2. They are ahead of you. So before it reach your turn, I think the spaces will have filled up. So it will be better for you to look at other options like advanced diploma or the graduate certificate if you have a 3rd class. Is there any aid for those that don't have proof of funds? So in the JAPA system, we have several options of how you can source for proof of funds. Like I said, when I was presenting, I talked about getting international student loans. If you cannot get funding or scholarship, and of course, you can get from your savings, you can sell assets. There are lots of ways that you can raise funds for your studies. After getting, let's see. Someone says, can a man above 50 years apply for the admission? Why not? I just told you about someone who is almost a grandma. I was able to get her visa recently. So yes, whether you're 50 years old, if you have a rationale to study and you have at least a diploma before, not that you want to come and do an undergraduate program, that would be too much. But so long as you have a degree or a diploma before, yes, almost confident that yes, you can. Can you study masters with a diploma? Sarah, I'm sure you know the answer to that question. No, you can't. So I'm going to fill out this question. This person is asking Balogun, start getting a GCMS notes and perfecting the error highlighted. Can I reapply immediately in the space of 2 weeks after getting my GCMS notes? You can reapply even 1 day after getting your GCMS notes, so long as you have addressed all the reasons why you were refused before. Someone says I'm in Ghana. This is Mary King's Media. Yeah. And I got this link Facebook ad. How do I get JAPA? So if you got it through a Facebook ad, I'm sure whoever put up that ad took you either to a WhatsApp group or to an email list. They must have taken you somewhere. So wherever they took you to, go there and ask them for the link to purchase. Okay, there's no link to purchase here. Person is going to give it to you. So the documents you need to apply for visa, somebody's asking, Prince, you need to get the Canada JAPA system for that. It's in one of the modules, actually module 5 of the Canada JAPA system. We show you all the documents that you need, different kinds of documents for different situations that you need to apply for visa. Okay, let's see, we're almost done here. How much am I supposed to have before applying? So that's not a black and white question. I addressed funds when I was doing the presentation. So if you want to go and look at the replay, you're going to see how much funds you need to have. This is a question from, it's a very long name. I think you put your names together well. HNE holder in Department of Information Technologies. Is it possible to get a full scholarship? So school scholarship is not about I have HNE in this, so it's more than that. Full scholarship is about what did you study, what was your GPA, and what do you want to study. Yeah, so it's not just about what you studied. So options, of course, there are options for people third class. Go and look at the replay. We talked about that. Can someone, let me pin this up. Can someone that's coming from postgraduate diploma come with his dependent? Of course. If you're coming to study in Canada, no matter the level, you can come with your children. Like I said, if you want to get the JAPA system, get step-by-step guide, because sometimes you ask these questions only in webinars, or you ask it randomly and you can get the wrong answer, or you don't get your answers on time. If you want to be getting your answers just as you're asking them, you get the JAPA system. Just send us emails, send a WhatsApp message. You will get all your questions answered. Is it possible for someone who has, I'm trying to just understand this question. Is it possible for someone who is from Waribi, master's degree, but wants to do a diploma within the profession? I don't understand. So if you have a master's degree, I don't see why you want to do a diploma. I would say that there's a high chance, it's risky, except you have a very strong rationale, you should not be doing a diploma. So I think I've answered all the questions. I want to thank everyone who has attended today, taking time off your busy schedule or your enjoyment if you're on holiday to come and talk to us, or come and listen to me today. I'm trying to say, I have a HND. Can I apply for postgraduate diploma? Yes, if you have HND upper credit, why not? You can apply for postgraduate diploma. So Adijat, for these questions you're asking, and you definitely need the Canada JAPA system because you're asking some very detailed questions. You cannot be asking these questions on a webinar. You actually need the JAPA system. So I want to thank everyone who took time out to come. I think it's 4 p.m. here.